Everyone. Again, I want to welcome you for this webinar, and I want to thank you uh, for attending this webinar and taking the time out.
Yeah,
So
thank you for
today,
joining the webinar.
yeah. So today the webinar is very much about Ramadan and the insights. But today we are going to be covering two countries where we have done the survey: Indonesia and Malaysia. So, all right.
Okay, yeah, we can see the screen, Rajiv.
Okay.
Okay.
I can hear my own voice, so might be the YouTube is playing at the background. Yeah.
Yes, because the YouTube is still there. Okay, so maybe we can start slideshow again.
Sure. So just a very quick introduction about me and Fika. So I'm the founder of the company, and I head both the brands for us. One is Service Sensum, which is a survey platform. Second is Neurosensum, which is a consulting company. Of course, you know that Neurosensum is managed by Mahesh in Indonesia. Fika is our head of business development, and she's with me as a co-host today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming and welcome.
So before we get into the findings, I'll just give you a very, very quick introduction about what Service Sensum does. Possibly it's a relatively new name for all of you. So Service Sensum, as the name suggests, is a survey platform. So a lot of time when people they cannot afford consulting companies, they want to do a quick survey, they want to do surveys by themselves, or they want our help to do a survey. They use our survey platform for their consumer insights, or for their net promoter score survey, or for the employee survey. So currently we work with more than 125 companies. As a company, we work with more than 125 companies in the region. We recently started our expansion also in US market. So currently we are catering Southeast Asia as well as US. So overall, as a company, we have got close to 70 employees, work with 125 leading companies in the region. And through our platform, when you're designing surveys, if you want to access our online panel, we have integrated the panel of close to 150 million around the world. So you can access the panel of Malaysia, Indonesia, and other countries using our platforms too. So these are some of the corporates that we work in Southeast Asia and US. We work across the corporates, so be it FMCG, be it banking, insurance, finance, retail, e-commerce, telco, pharma, auto. A lot of these companies, they use our survey platform along with our consulting services. So a lot of them are mid to large size companies, which possibly a lot of you are aware of, and some of you also belong to that organization. So let's quickly go through what Service Sensum does, because we have used this survey platform, we have used our online panel to come up with the insights. So we'll show you how Service Sensum can be used and how it can also benefit you. At times when you don't need the consulting services, you want a platform to do it faster, cheaper, better. That's where you can access Service Sensum. I'll pass on the demo for you to do a very quick demo about Service Sensum, then we get into the insights.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Rajiv. So everyone, thank you. Before we start with insight itself, I would like to do the demo about our platform. But before that, I also want to remind you again, if you have any question, please feel free to chat on our Q&A button on your lower. Yeah. Okay, so let me do the demo here. Okay, it's my screen is visible, Rajiv?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. So here's our platform. Basically, it's a website-based platform, so you don't need to install anything here. And also, what we will give to you is actually just a login and also a password here. So you just easily can use it. And here you can see if you do the login, then this is our home desk like this, and you can do whatever survey that you want to do. It's an unlimited survey. You can do how many survey that you want, and also here you can create survey. It's very easy. If you click here on the right side, it is a create survey. If you see here on the left side, this survey can be used for the multi-department. That's what my clients always do. They always share this platform not only for one department, but also for all the department in their companies. So you can see here like the customer experience team, product team, and then the HR team, as a marketing team, as well as the insight team. Or we here already give a template also. If you see here, there are some templates that you can use it directly, easily also. And if you see here, you can also create a survey from the scratch. Let's say you always have a survey using another platform, or you already have a template questionnaire, you can easily to transform it here. If you see here, there is a choice for the language. You can use so many language here, so you can use any language that you want. Maybe you want to target for other countries also, or other specific segment. Here, if you want to see how we make it very easy, you can see the question here. You can see a lot of options for the question. You can give a welcome screen first. You can give a customer satisfaction question, and then opinion, Likert scale, long or open and question, multiple choice, rating, and etc. So it's very easy and also very complete. And I can show you one of the questionnaire that we already created. So here's kind of a question that we already prepared. So you can see here there are read question here, and then like this you can see a Likert scale, and then the open end, and also the option question. And how to share the survey is very easy also. If you see here, there are a lot of channels that we can use to share our survey, or we call it as an omni-channel. So you are not only share using one platform, but also a lot of platforms that you can use. Let's say your companies always do the communication with your consumer using email. You can easily send it manually to your email, or you want to share it via your WhatsApp, your SMS, or maybe you have an offline event, you can create a QR code as well, or you already have a CRM. Or if, let's say, you don't want to use your database, you also can share to our online panel audience. I will explain later about our online panel, but here normally you can use it if you want to benchmark with other competitor as well. Okay, I'm talking about the CRM. What is CRM? If, let's say, you already have a CRM on your internal database, you can easily also to do the integration with our platform with your CRM. So
sorry, Fika, if I may add there, in case you don't have a CRM system, you have a Google Sheet. Some of you might have an internal database. In case you have Google Sheet, then we can also do an integration with your Google Sheets. Or in case you don't want any integration, you can just upload the contact base manually. And in fact, there's a question that Shane asked, which is about privacy. Because this is sitting on cloud, we don't have the access of your databases. So it's completely protected. You can create your own user ID, you can create your own password. We don't even have the access to your databases. The entire platform, basically our idea is to train you on the platform so that you can use it. It's completely secured. It's on Amazon Cloud, which provides a complete security. Either you can integrate or you can upload manually. Fika, please continue.
Yes, thank you, Rajiv. So yes, you can integrate with our platform, or you can do the blasting and share the contact manually here. Okay, so I would like to show the report. What is make it interesting here? Normally, you are waiting for how many days to see the report, right? So now, whenever your respondent is fill up the survey, you can see the result live. So here you can see our dashboard. You can see whatever result filled up by your respondent. Here you can see also like whatever question that you give, and then you can see the result here as a real-time result. Here also we have a survey matrix. Let's say you create your own question, not on our template, and then we can see the result real-time also on the survey matrix. Okay, and then here we also have a text analytic. What is text analytic? Text analytic is basically one of our can say the differentiator here, because not so many, not for the platform who provide the artificial intelligence, using artificial intelligence to understand what is your consumer saying about the product. Let's say you want to give an open-end question, you don't need to do manually analysis anymore because everything is already here. You just see here, like you can make comments, you can train our platform, you can train our machine, what you want to understand about the result from your consumer or your respondents. And you can see here after that all the analytics are actually already automated. So whatever discussion on the open and question that fill up by the respondent, is everything is already analyzed by our machine here. Okay, other than that, we also have a dashboard. So in this dashboard, if let's say you have 2 or 3 research and you want to customize the report, you can see all the dashboard here. You can custom the report. So it's really depend on your needs. That if you want to show a dashboard to your management, let's say, and you want to compare between one research to other research, you can see the dashboard here. Whatever that you want to do with your dashboard is everything is here. And other than that, we also, based on the needs that our clients give to us, they always ask, is it possible to do a cross-tab? Yes, we provide that also here. So you can see the cross-tab analysis also here. So more or less, this is our platform. If you want to know more about our platform, please let me know and I will assist you and also do a more detailed demo for that. Okay, Rajiv, can you take over and show the other slide? Next slide.
Yeah. If you can just stop the sharing.
Yeah.
Right. So, when we work with our clients, we have seen a massive benefit that they've got. So traditionally, when you go to consulting companies, of course, they are more expensive. But I'm not saying that consulting is not important. It's still important because sometimes you need the deeper insight. But in many kind of service, you possibly don't need very deeper insight, and that's where you can get a saving of close to 50 to 70%. Because this platform is very intuitive. And the reason we designed this platform, because at times when clients cannot afford consulting services, but they still need insight, they still need the information, that's why they can use the platform like Service and some. Time saving is all real time. The moment a customer fills a survey, you can see the response real time on the dashboard. You don't have to wait for weeks and months. Be your own database or be our online panel. So the moment a survey is sent on email or SMS or WhatsApp or even on your social media, you can see the live analytics. Of course, because it's completely automated, you don't have to create charts, everything is automated and it helps in effort reduction. Because you don't have to create charts, everything is already there in the platform. You can change the chart type when the results come. Data collection is omni-channel. You can send service on your social media, you can send on SMS, WhatsApp, email. So a lot of times what we have seen working with our clients is replacing pen and paper and CATI. So a lot of time, when clients they do their own survey, either they're doing it pen and paper or they're doing telephonic interviews. Rather than doing that, now because they're uploading the contacts, you can send SMS, you can send email, and you can send WhatsApp, as long as you have the access of the database for your own needs. Or in case you need our online panel, then you can access our panel to send the service based on the criteria. Open-ended data, which completely used to be manually coded, is completely done through machine learning nowadays. This is a feature that our clients love, which is what we call as text and sentiment analysis. Yeah, and of course, entire QC, right? Because here, if one person, if from one IP address, if two people are filling, we can see that. So we know how many people are they the same individuals filling from the same IP addresses. Because when we're sending the service, we are able to check the coordinates, we're able to check the IP addresses. The quality control is far more automated. So Fika, over to you to talk about our panel services.
So that's the advantage of using our platform. And right now, I was talking about if you want to blast not only to your database, but also wants to understand about the consumer from other competitor, we also provide the online panel as well. So our panel is not only in Indonesia, we also have a global online panel right now. Globally, we have around 150 million online panel, where it's around in 130 countries, and around for the age or demographic, it's around 15 until 55 for the age. Okay, next, Rajiv. For the Indonesia panel itself, we have around 2 million consumer, around 40 top cities is mostly in urban cities. And then in terms of age, we can cover from 15 until 55. And then for the SES, we can cover A, B, and also C. Okay, not only Indonesia, because today I see a lot of guests from the Malaysia. Thank you for coming. So this is the panel for Malaysia countries that we also have 1.2 million for consumers, and then we also cover around 30 top cities, 15 until 55, same. And also on the SES, we have A, B, and also C. Okay, I think that's for the platform and also online panel that we have. Yeah, over to you, Rajiv. Now, before we start for the insight, can you please see here, Rajiv? Sorry, yeah, can you please fill up poll if you are interested to know more about Surface Sensum. We will contact you and we will do a more detailed demo for that. Okay. You can see the poll inside of you, right? Inside the platforms, and you can fill up the demo.
So immediately after this, we will get into the
There is a
findings.
question. Yeah, there is a question here. Okay, is there geotagging in this platform so we can track the location of fill the survey? From Sufran. Hello, Mas Sufran. Yeah. Rajiv, there is a question.
Yeah. So as of now, we have not added geotagging feature. Second, for the free trial, we are giving a free trial for a month, where you can get the full access of the platform.
Yeah.
Yep.
So feel free to contact us if you want a free trial and try the demo, so we can give you a ID and also password for that. Okay, so we close the poll, Rajiv?
Yeah, so I'm just answering on the, yeah. So for the free trial, our team will be there to support you, to help you get accustomed. So it's a 1 month free trial that you can use. Unlimited features. The entire platform is open for the free trial. Sure. So let's get into the findings now.
Yeah, everyone is waiting for the findings.
Yes.
Okay, we will share you the findings.
Okay, so let's get into the findings. So what we did, in Indonesia, we talked to 1,500 consumers, online survey, in 4 cities, which you can see on the screen. It was done very recently. In Malaysia, we have talked to 1,000 consumers, again online surveys, mainly in Kuala Lumpur. So it's basically SES ABC. We have not talked to DNE. So let's get into the contents and the findings. So of course, as we all know, the moment Ramadan comes, so we wanted to understand what people they normally do during first half of Ramadan versus second half of Ramadan. So first half is all about getting used to the routine. So from a very different lifestyle, people are getting used to the routine, a new routine, a lot more religious activities, self-cleansing, self-improvement, looking within ourselves becomes very important. So that's what people they do in the first half of Ramadan, or that's what they plan to do. The moment it comes to second half of the Ramadan, that's where a lot of shopping activities starts happening. So that doesn't mean that the spiritual activities goes down, but people are looking at venturing out and going out, eating out, shopping outside, be inline, in store as well as online. And of course, donation and charity also takes over during the second half of Ramadan. And the key activities that people they do during Eid al-Fitr, it's all about celebrating donations. A lot of donation which used to happen physically has now moved through social platforms. So buying new clothes, dressing up, meeting friends, gifting, cooking new things. Again, at this time we all know that the cooking recipes becomes very very important. So donation, charity, celebration, cooking, meeting friends and family becomes far more important during this time. Now, what happens during this Ramadan? And this is a trend that we've been consistently seeing. Of course, gorengan still is a very popular thing where people have fried food. But nowadays, in the last 3-4 years, this trend is constantly appearing where people are moving towards more healthy Ramadan in a way. You can see more fruit consumption, more vegetables, more vitamin, more isotonic drinks, more healthy beverages, more liquid milk. Of course, traditional food is still there, but a lot of more supplements and vitamins and fruit and vegetables comes in because people they feel that the one is to cleanse it, second is to have that extra energy to live through the day. So these are the elements which have been coming up in Ramadan, and I've been kind of consistently seeing in the last 3-4 years that people are moving toward the relatively healthier lifestyle. That doesn't mean the goregan goes away; it still is there, but very much the fried food is still to some extent there, but other elements of healthiness they can come in. And what normally goes down during Ramadan? Alcoholic beverages, no brainer. But apart from that, sugary drinks goes down, fries goes down. So though fried stuff is still there, but relatively it goes down in comparison to pre-Ramadan time or pre-Ramadan time. So that's something very interesting. So if you have got the product which is catering towards health, possibly it's the time to talk about that and talk about the benefit it people can have. I know long time back, Pocari Sweat, for example, used to communicate this campaign about iron. That during this time you need more ions in your body. Uh, Water companies they used to talk about a lot more consumption of water. Why you need 3 liters a day? Why you need 4 liters a day? Why you need to be hydrated? So those kind of campaigns possibly can work magic and focusing on the health. Yeah. So we will pick up those questions that you're asking during the break time. Break basically means when we have a next poll at that time we will pick it up. So this is all asked to the consumers. What are they planning to do or what they have done in the past? So this is all, of course, claimed behavior, which is what they have done in the past or what they plan to do in the future. So when people they start planning for Ramadan shopping, so it's either 2 or 3 months before or a month before. But some people they do still plan for Ramadan shopping during the time of Ramadan, but it's normally 2 or 3 months or a month before that they start planning. But that varies. So people who plan 2 or 3 months before Ramadan, they normally plan for the big ticket items, be it fridge, ACs, electronics, uh, durables. A month before is normally home appliances, possibly travel, a bit of food and beverage items. And during Ramadan, it's more about clothing and gifting. So 2 to 3 months is very much catered to big ticket items or a travel. A month before is a bit of food and beverage consumption that they want to stock, especially for example syrups uh, or big hampers that they want to stock. Home appliances they start taking a bit of a play. It comes during a month before Ramadan. During Ramadan, it's all about at that point of time, which is clothing, fashion, gifting. And very unplanned is what we call as top ups, which people they tend to do a lot. During this type of top up category normally goes up because people are traveling, they're calling a lot, video calls are happening, celebrations are also happening online in case they're not able to visit. So Fika, over to you for poll number 2.
Okay. For this poll number 2, Rajiv, can you please show the poll because I cannot show the poll. Okay, so can you please fill up this? What is status of your Ramadan shopping planning? Is it same like our data already done for majority of purchases and for big ticket items only, means maybe like a traveling or not planned yet? I'm kind of not planned yet, Rajiv, because we don't know what will happen in the next 2 weeks or the next 3 weeks. Okay, Rajiv, while waiting for people to fill up the poll, there are some questions, Rajiv, I will read for you.
Sure.
Here the question from Mbak Melana Lukman. Hello, Mbak Melana Lukman. Hi, what's the meaning of first half of Ramadan? Is it the first and second weeks of fasting?
Yeah, so first half of Ramadan basically caters to first and second week of fasting. That's right.
Okay, so that's the correct answer, yeah. And then there is another question from Chazy. How do you ask the respondents on what do they consume during Ramadan?
Yeah, so what do they consume? So as I mentioned, that is based on two things. One is their normal consumption during Ramadan, or what they plan to consume during Ramadan. Uh, so there are two elements that we have asked. What did you do in your past Ramadan? But that's very much a memory base. Second is what they plan to do during Ramadan. And because we also have this trended data from the last 4 years, I've not shown some of those trends, but it seems very consistent with what we have also seen in the past.
Okay, hope it can answer, yeah. And another question, one more question, and then I'll continue the question on the next stage. There is a question from Fatima. Hi, Fatima. Do you think product consumption related COVID-19 symptoms like sore throat, fever, cough also decrease, Rajiv?
See, uh, what we possibly see even last time, because we did a similar survey last time, we do see entire fruit, vegetables, multivitamins consumption going up. All right, so that definitely helps a bit of immunity boost. So during Ramadan, if COVID is not very widely spread, like for example, we know that there's an Omicron variant which is there still in Indonesia and Malaysia. But because people have been consuming fruit, vegetables, and immunity-driven supplements, we might see a slight decrease in pharmaceutical medicines. Uh, and that also completely depends on the impact that a particular variant creates. Given that this variant is not that strong, and people are consuming these supplements, we might see a drop happening. That's what my guesstimate is for the category.
Okay, thank you, Rajiv. So we close the poll, Rajiv, and continue the Q&A on the next session.
Sure.
Yeah. And this is the result. Yeah, everyone is not planned yet, Rajiv. I think that it's because of the condition, we cannot plan anything right now.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, I think possibly it's a bit different to the findings that we have got. But I think yeah, it's good to know that you guys have not planned anything or possibly waiting and watching for what's going to happen in the next week or 2 weeks. Similar to you, what you mentioned, Fika.
Yes, Rajiv. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so
let's
right. So let's get into the a bit more about the customer journey. Now, this is something that we have been seeing in the last 3-4 years. We have been seeing a lot of customer journey, which used to be very much offline, have moved towards online, especially during the discovery time, Fika, and everybody. So now people are more open to online shopping or online searches, especially during the time of discovery. But as the journey moves on from a discovery to purchase, you can see almost a shift from of 50-50, where you can see online and offline are 60-40 in nature. So offline is still important, but when it comes to entire discovery and getting into that path, that's where the online takes relatively more bigger game right now. So Fika, do you do the same thing? Like what the data shows?
Yes, I think so, Rajiv.
Okay.
Is in this condition.
But have you started your offline journey going back to pre-COVID levels?
I think that mostly online, Rajiv. I still like now I have a new habit of I prefer to buy online because it's easier for me to check and then compare the price also, right? So I
Right.
prefer to do it. It's give me more happiness, right?
Okay. Okay. But for me personally, when I've traveled to India, I think the COVID has almost subsidized in India to a large extent. So, it's almost finished to a large extent. So I was very much an online buyer, but because I was getting a bit bored with online shopping, so I started going out more to do offline shopping. So though I do a lot of search online to see where are the discounts, what's available, But given that the COVID has completely died, I'll not say completely died down, it has gone down a lot. So my online have moved to offline. And the same is very much is a behavior in Singapore right now. So if I'm traveling to Singapore, my online shopping has started moving to offline. So it would be interesting to see in Malaysia and Indonesia as COVID goes down, what's going to happen. Right. So rebound in Ramadan shopping budgets. So when we ask people in comparison to last Ramadan, are they going to spend more, less, or same? So in Indonesia, people are claiming that they will spend more versus last Ramadan. In Malaysia also they're saying that they will spend more, but intensity will be slightly lower than Indonesia. So what about you, Fika? Do you plan to spend more?
Yeah, I think so, Rajiv. Condition is even better, right? Like you said, so I think that this time I want to spend more.
Right. So possibly I think a lot of companies have started giving bonuses. I think I know a lot of people who did not give THR uh, have started giving THRs even to their household help. So, so more bonuses have been allocated this year by the companies. I'm happy to see that our own company is giving bonuses to the people.
Yes.
So
It's
that is
because of
going to have
that, Rajiv. That's why I said that will be a spend more because of it.
yes.
Thanks.
So I feel that overall things are going to become better to what consumers are also saying. So this is what we feel. So this is the average spend during Ramadan in Indonesia. People they claim that they're going to spend approximately 7 million, which is a 10% increment versus last year. So Malaysia, we do see an increase, but as I said, the intensity is a bit lower. So this is in ringgit, and it's around 5% increase. But overall, things they look positive during this Ramadan. People will spend more for sure, and I definitely know a lot of companies, as I mentioned, who are also giving THRs and bonuses and releasing more budget because I'll not say things have gone back to pre-pandemic level, but it looks much better. In fact, even if you look at Ramadan spending of 2022 versus 19, now why how we got this 19 versus 22? Because we have been tracking this data, we have been doing this survey in Indonesia from the last 4 years. So we can track the data that we have got over time. And it's very interesting to see that Ramadan spending is going back to pre-pandemic level fika. So did you plan to do the same figures for your spending? Go back to
Yeah,
2 years back?
I don't know for that. I mean, like if I see 2 years back, I think that now even bigger, Rajiv.
Okay, good then.
Now even bigger.
Great. So what will drive this increase? Is it lower class, middle class, upper class? We see an improvement across all SES in Indonesia, especially more driven by upper class. But even lower class also sees an increase of 8% year on year. In Malaysia, we also see a similar increase. Those 5% driven across SES, more by upper SES, but across SES we see an increase that is going to happen. Good news for a lot of categories, I believe, especially for fast-moving consumer goods, telecommunication, travel. Travel, which was very much stationary, has started bouncing back. So share of online Ramadan shopping is going up, both in Indonesia and Malaysia. And people are going to increase their online budget and decrease the offline budget. So online still is going to be kind of moving up over the years. I think that pattern is going to continue. But it will be very interesting to see that post-COVID what's going to happen. Will online still continue as a share or will it drop is something that we need to see as the world emerges from COVID and moves into post-COVID zone. So Fika, over to you for poll number 3.
Okay, thank you, Rajiv. It's very interesting. I really like the discussion. Okay, so for this number 3, will you spend more on online channel in this Ramadan versus last year? So we compare between now and also last year, right, Rajiv, for this?
Yeah, that's correct. So versus last year, will people spend more or will they spend less?
Yes, for me, I prefer to spend online right now. It's become my new habit, Rajiv. It's very easy. Like even for monthly spending like that, I will prefer to do it online.
Yeah, so I agree with you, but I think I will ask you this question after 4 months, Fika. When when the COVID is not there, hopefully it goes away.
Okay. Okay.
Then I want to ask you this question after 4 or 5 months. Is it still online? or are you back to
Sure,
the
sure.
offline trying and feeling?
Yes, correct. Okay, let's read the question, Rajiv. There are a lot of questions here, so I'm trying my best to read all the questions, but so many questions here that you guys share to us. So let's see if we cannot answer it right now, then we will share on the by email. Okay. Let me read from Fatima. Okay, do you guys also see the new trend of consumer purchase via social media platform like TikTok? Oh, do you know TikTok, Rajiv? I'm afraid that Rajiv doesn't know TikTok.
Of
You
course,
know
I know
TikTok,
you
right?
think that I'm that old. Of
I
course,
think
I
my
know
group is
TikTok.
useless.
Honestly, we have not covered that part of the survey, so I will not be able to answer. I know that consumers started purchasing from TikTok, but if you ask me what percentage, I don't know. And we have not covered that in the survey.
Okay, so basically yes, but we are not covering on this survey, right?
Yeah, we have not covered in the survey,
Okay,
so
okay,
we'll not be able to answer on the percentages.
okay. Let me read the question from this Mas Yudo. Hi, Mas Yudo. How are you? Is the big ticket purchase included in Ramadan shopping budget, Rajiv?
So the big ticket purchase, the way it's been asked in the Ramadan shopping basket, is more about if people have to do the EMIs. So that's the way it has been framed, that in case you're buying a big ticket item and you have to buy as a EMI, so that is something that we have included that as a part of the shopping basket.
Okay. Now for more question coming from Mas Suryo. Hello, Mas Suryo. Is there a change of behavior related with financial industry during Ramadan? Saving, investment, insurance, financing, mortgage, but on the financial, Rajiv.
Sorry, on the financials, we have not covered much information in this particular survey, Fika. So financials and insurance, not much of the data that we have covered, so I will not be able to answer that question correctly.
Okay. Okay, the answer. So currently it's not covering for the financial, Rajiv, yeah?
Yes, so not to the depth of the instruments. Yeah.
Okay, okay. This last question from Mas Ogi Dandi. Yeah. Hello, Mas Ogi. Hi, Rajiv. You already mentioned about home and kitchen before. What does it mean? Do you think purchasing a new home or apartment in the Ramadan moment also skyrocketing?
I'll not say so. When we asked home and kitchen items, it was mainly towards the appliances or home repairs. So particularly, we have not asked about buying new home, but it's all about repair, like paintings, regular repairs, or buying new kitchen appliances. Sure. So
Okay,
shall I
so
share the
it's not
results,
the
Vika?
house, yeah. It's more
No, not about
yeah,
buying the house. Yeah.
yeah. So it's not about buying the house, but what inside the house, something like that, right? Rajiv,
Yeah,
home
that's correct.
appliances. Okay. Okay, one more question, yeah, Rajiv, before, oh, we already closed. Okay, then let's read the question in the next session. Okay, will you spend more on online channel in this Ramadan versus last year? And the answer is yes. I think that everyone get more bonus, Rajiv.
No, I
So we'll
hope
be
that
happy
all
if
of
you
us
give us
spend.
bonus, Rajiv, because everyone.
I do hope everybody spends more, because the more you guys spend, the more is the economy becoming better. The more all of us spend, right? The more is the purchase, the more is the need of consumer research. Ultimately, it's the same loop that goes everywhere. So I think spending more definitely keeps our economies more resilient and keep them safe from recession. So
Yeah. Or is it because of the habit is also changed, Rajiv? Because like maybe last year they are still have a habit like they prefer to do it more on offline also, but not because of after how many years that we always stay at home, right? People always buy online and the habit is changed.
I think it's not to do only with the habit, but I believe it's also about more disposable income. Like last 2 years, everybody was in a cost saving mode. Consumers were in cost saving modes. Companies were in cost saving modes. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not talking about every company, but
Mm-hmm.
at that time, I think the idea was let's go through this COVID, and once
Mm-hmm.
things they become better, then we'll splurge. And that's
Yeah.
why you can see travel becoming more. If, in spite of COVID, people have started traveling. I'm not saying
Yeah.
international travel, because borders are still not completely open in a free way, but yes, far more consumerism.
Yeah, I think that Pak Benny said something interesting. I think we are spending more in online channel because we learned to do online because of the pandemic. same idea like me.
Yeah, so I
Especially if
think,
people, yeah. Yes, Rajiv.
yeah, that's great. I think people are learning to do more online shopping. My wish is people can also learn to do more survey platforms as in DIY.
Okay. No selling, Rajiv. No selling.
Yeah, no
No
selling.
more
Sorry,
selling here.
I made a mistake there.
Yes, cannot. Okay. Okay, let's continue to the next session. Yeah.
Yeah, so F&B will definitely see an increase, which is what I talked about before. These are percentage people who are claiming that they will spend more on beverages, charity, gifting, clothing, apparels, out-of-home consumptions, more data, more gadgets, more appliances. So this is the increase that we see. Overall, the percentage is increasing. We are seeing more in Indonesia vis-a-vis Malaysia, but that can be the cultural norms. That normally when you compare a normative database, you normally tend to see Indonesians giving a slightly higher scores, even on a mean score in comparison to Malaysia. But overall, we do see a more increase on F&B, charities, donation, out-of-home consumption, mobile data, appliances during this Ramadan. Interesting. So let's talk about the traveling. If you guys are there in Travelocas, Tokopedia, or Ticket, if you are from this industry, possibly this might be interesting for you. So people plan to travel more. Yes, they do. And but this travel will be more domestic travel. It's not that much of international travel. So Fika, how about you? Going back to the question that I'm asking you, do you plan to travel more versus last year?
If you ask me, of course, Rajiv, you know me so well, right? I'm a very extrovert person where even when I have to stay at home, it makes me bored. So when there is everything is open, of course, travel is one thing that I think on my first list, Rajiv.
So is it going to be a domestic travel for you, which is nearby cities with your car, or do you plan to kind of take flights and go to other island, but within Indonesia, or do you plan to travel international?
I think that going to other island is one of the option right now, Rajiv. Going domestically during the pandemic, I'm already doing it. And then now when it's a bit open, I'm trying to open like going to somewhere else across island. But for internationally, I'm still thinking because I don't want to go back to Indonesia and get quarantined for 3 days. I don't know how much is it? Maybe 1 day, right? Or 3 days, I forgot.
I think it's been reduced to a day for Indonesia, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to spend that day in the quarantine, Rajiv.
All right. Okay, so interesting. I think possibly to what you said is very evident also in the data here. But we do see in Malaysia, we do see more shift towards other islands where people are happy to fly within Malaysia and explore possibly places like Langkawi and so on and so forth. Yeah, but international travel is still is relatively small. I think for that the borders have to open up a bit more, I believe. Yeah, how about the media consumption? So we know that online everybody is hooked onto the digital platform. Not to say that TV is not important, but when we ask people why, what are they going to do on the digital platform during Ramadan? This is what they talk about: online greetings, entertainment, learning new things, sharing experiences, connecting with community, promo hunting. Everybody's hunting promo, whether you're upper class, middle, or lower class, doesn't matter. Checking the videos of the celebrities, learning new experiences or sharing those experiences, learning new cookings, for example. It's very much, entertainment, connection with communities and promos. And what do people expect from brands? So people expect brands not to only communicate about themselves, but also to communicate what they're doing back to the society. This is very, very interesting. I mean, a lot of times we as brands, we normally tend to sell, but here during this month, people they want, of course, we have to continue selling, but can we put that message in a different context, which is how we're giving back to the communities who are ultimately buying from us. So that is something that people expect the brands to do moving forward.
Okay, Rajiv, I think that there are a mistake here on writing the Indonesia. Yeah, we are sorry for that, but yeah, this is a mistake.
All right, sorry for that. So let's go to the next poll, Fika.
Yeah, so is your brand planning for community-driven campaign in coming Ramadan? So there are a lot of brand people here. There are 250 attendees here, and I saw a lot of names coming from the brands people, yeah, from the marketing. Is your brand planning for community-driven campaign in coming Ramadan? You can just simply answer yes or no. Okay, while waiting, Rajiv, there are a lot of questions here. Let me read the question from you for you. Hi Rajiv, hello from Mas Tara. Hello, oh, Mas or Mbak nih. Okay. Hi Rajiv, your insights are very interesting. So what do you think about people's habit for buying groceries online on e-commerce, specifically for sahur and break the fast? Would you say that people, well, probably women or young mom buy them online, or people just buy them offline?
I believe it's still going to be a bit online dominant. My feel is that whatever I look at the data, as I mentioned, I think the ratio will be around 60-40, that online groceries through platforms might be 60%, 50 to 60%. Offline might be another 50 to 40 to 50%. So it's going to be a mixed bag. It will not be completely offline. I think it's also because people have got a bit used to the habit also at the same time. And there's still a bit of COVID sign that people try to a bit avoid.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, hello Manita. How are you, Manita? What the category product that consumers spend more on online channel in this Ramadan, Rajiv?
So what category product that consumers spend more on the online channels in this Ramadan? I think it's there in the report. But if I have to say, food, beverages, uh, telecommunication, overall e-com category, uh, multivitamins, milk, especially liquid milk. I mean, you can see all of that data in the presentation that we're going to share later. But I think this information is already covered in the presentation. You can see that later.
Okay. Okay, so it's already covered on the report also, yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Okay, this next question is coming from Mas Numan. Hello, Mas Numan. What is your thought regarding ads in the Ramadan, especially in the TV? Is it still effective as viewer will see many ads from various industry in Ramadan festive, or is it better to focus on the online platform only?
I think I'll not say that TV is not effective. I'll say I think it's 360 channels that I've always believed in. I think TV is as effective as digital. Of course, digital comes to be relatively cheaper, but TV media helps you to communicate an emotional message better. So if you're trying to communicate an emotional message about your brand or the brand helping a community, TV can be a great media to communicate those emotions. Sometimes in a YouTube ad, which is 4 second, 5 second, people tend to normally skip it. Uh, a great emotional message is relatively difficult to communicate.
Okay. Okay, so still there is an opportunity benefit also when
Relevance.
you add, yeah,
Yeah.
the TV. Okay, so this next question is coming from Mas Fadlan. Okay, Rajiv, when you talk about the spending increase or less, is it only on the Java-centric audience, or it's also applied to all countries in Indonesia, Rajiv?
So if you go back to the survey, we have done this survey mainly in, let me just show you the coverage. It was very much a Java centric for Indonesia per se. Uh, these are the 4 cities that we have covered. Yeah. So apart from Medan, if you look at Jabotabek, Surabaya, Bandung, it's very Java centric. So Medan is the only one which represents Sumatra.
Okay, so it's more to Java area, Rajiv.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Okay, one more question from Seren. Yeah. Hey Rajiv, what do you think about the trend of dairy product during Ramadan?
I think for dairy product during Ramadan, which is what we also saw in the data, the liquid milk category definitely will take a boost during Ramadan. I think again, categories which have got a bit of health benefit associated with them, apart from the liquid milk, uh, categories where the consumptions can be more benefit led. Like for example, I know Bear brand is its own category, which is a part of the liquid milk category. Something like that can see a benefit. So this is what we normally see from the data where liquid milk tend to get benefited. Or a
Okay.
chocolate based or a strawberry based. Yeah.
Okay, I love chocolate. Okay. Okay, Rajiv, maybe we can close the poll and I will read for the rest question on the next session.
Sure. So I'll share the results. I mean, it's interesting to know that a lot of you are thinking community-driven campaigns. I think this is a big trend, Fika, that we are seeing in the last 4 or 5 years, right? That we could see a lot more community-driven campaigns to what it was like 4 or 5 years back.
Yep. Yes, Rajiv.
So I think which is good that it's not about just selling. Of course, everybody wants to sell more, but I think it's also about showing to the community that we care for you.
Right. Interesting. Okay, so we can go to the next session, Rajiv.
Yeah. So that was Fika, the last slide that we had in the presentation today.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But we can take some more questions, Fika, if there are.
Okay, yeah, there are a lot of questions here. Okay, because that's last, and then I want to read the question from Mbak Adinda. Hello, Mbak Adinda. In what phase people tend to buy biscuit, Rajiv?
In what phases people tend to buy biscuit? I'm not very clear on the question, Fika.
Okay, Mbak Adinda, are you still there? If you there, you can raise your hand, and I will give you a chance to talk. So it's gonna be more interesting if they can ask the question. Okay, while waiting, if Mbak Adinda still there, yeah, Mbak Adinda actually still there. You can raise your hand. Yeah, okay, I'll give you. Oh, Rajiv, sorry, you are the host. Rajiv, can you please assign me as a host? Apologize. Okay. Or let's read from Mas Sukma first. Hello, Mas Sukma. How about personal loan project during Ramadan? I think that we are not covered for
We have not
that
covered
one.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Mas Sukma, we don't have the data right now, so we cannot answer. But if you have a question like this, okay, I just want to read that. I just want to say that we always have a series of webinar every month, and sometimes the topic of this webinar is coming from attendees. So sometimes they ask me, Vika, can you please create a webinar for this topic? So please let us know if you want a topic or data that we can help to cover, and we will bring the data, we will bring the webinar in the next month. But for Ramadan, I think that we will only bring the Ramadan topic before Ramadan. So it must be like another month for that, another year, I mean. Okay, this question is coming from Mas Aryo Adi. Is there a change of behavior related with COVID health protocol during Ramadan, Rajiv? Let's say spending more money at healthcare project, COVID diagnostic test, vitamin, and so on.
So see, we did see. If I was trying to find that chart while reading this question. Yeah. So we do see consumers claiming that they will consume more vitamins and supplements. As you can see, there's more vitamin or calcium supplements. So we definitely will see an increase uh, during Ramadan for this particular category. But whether people will test more for COVID, I'm not sure about that because that completely depends on how widely the COVID will spread in the next 1 month. Uh, but yeah, from a consumption, multivitamin definitely will benefit.
Okay. So it's still there. Okay. 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 This question is coming from Mbak Astrid. Hi, Mbak Astrid. Hi, Rajiv. Can I know what's your point of view for telco segment during Ramadan?
I think we did cover that information also. I'm just trying to find that in the chart. But overall, because people will be traveling, so definitely you can see a rise in pulsar. I think the people they do talk about, yeah, here it is. So these are the percentage people, those who claim that they will spend more on mobile data and internet in comparison to last year. And of course, this year the traveling percentages are also going up. So people will travel to nearby cities or within the country. So we definitely will see a spike in the telco data consumption.
Okay. So this is the data for the telco, yeah. So people still think about it. Okay. What do you wait? Coming from the Angela. Hello, Angela. you have a data during fasting period and Ramadan, people tend to buy ready to eat food or cook the food themselves or dine out, sorry.
So, see, ready to eat, I don't have the data for that, but cooking for themselves, definitely it goes up, and eating out also goes up. So both elements, they go up during Ramadan. Uh, yeah, and I think given that this year the COVID risk is relatively lower. Last year we saw a big dip in the out of eating consumption, but when I look at the data this year, it seems that the out of home consumption will go up. So definitely it's a positive sign for out of home consumption category. Might be that the impact of this particular COVID variant is not that high in comparison to the previous one.
Okay, thank you, Rajiv. Okay, let's read from, sorry, for this, hello, Mas Rafliano. What do you think about digital services such cleaning or ride-hailing during Ramadan, Rajiv? It's, when there is no maid, right?
Yeah, yeah. So cleaning definitely will. I think even when we saw, overall home elements, so definitely during this time you will see cleaning going up. But ride-hailing services, we have not covered that, so I cannot comment on that particular question. But cleaning overall services for cleaning definitely will be on increase.
Yes, especially when there is no mbak at all.
Yeah, especially when there's no bar at home. That's correct.
Yeah, correct. Okay, and then okay, from Mas Fadlan Ashari. Halo Mas Fadlan. Okay. Bagaimana dengan online purchase habit? Okay, how about the online purchase habit outside Jakarta, outside big area in Jakarta, big areas in Indonesia, Rajiv? Is it will be increased or it will be more to offline because they are more traditional, right? Not in urban. Maybe what he means is more to rural area.
So see, we have not covered that part in the survey, so I think it will be wrong for me to make a statement. I can only tell you about Medan, but again, it's a big city. So we see a very similar pattern in Medan to what we normally see in other big cities. I think I will refrain from putting a comment for rural areas because that will be only my judgment, not data.
Okay, so basically because we are not covering those areas, so we
have not covered
make
the
any
semi-urban
statement.
rural. That's correct.
Yes. Okay. I think that because of the time also it's already up. I think that I will read only one more question here, Rajiv.
Sure.
Okay. This question coming from Mbak Hidayatul. Aku sorry nih, Mbak atau Mas nih. Tapi kayaknya Mbak ya. Hi Rajiv and Vika, very interesting. Thank you. Any insight of Gen Z, especially on the university student, young worker versus Gen Y, 30-year-old or versus mom, related to their Ramadan spending intention? Let's say for the youngster, they want more on the jalan-jalan, Rajiv traveling, but for moms, they're more focused on the shopping for their house, something like that.
Yeah, so we do have information. Later on, we can share that details to you by age groups in case you need it. We can send you that information. But overall, the younger age group are more into online shoppings, mobile data, traveling, eating out. So that is relatively more skewed to the younger age. But later on, we can share the data to you by age break so that you can see 30 plus versus 18 to 30. But that's the kind of trend that you will observe in the data.
Okay. Oh, so sorry, it's not Mbak, it's Mas Cahyo. Halo Mas Cahyo, sorry. I didn't realize that's your name. Okay, so Rajiv, I think that's all for today, yeah, and also for others. There are some more questions, but because of the time is already over, so yeah, maybe we can cover later for that.
Sure. So I think we can get back one-on-one, Fika, on the question that we have not answered and give some more details if people they need the details.
Sure. So there are a lot of questions whether we want to share. We will share this report or PowerPoint or not, yes, we will share to your registered email. So when you join this webinar, your email is already registered. So our marketing team will share this PowerPoint to the your email. And for some people here coming from the press, ya, dari teman-teman wartawan, yes, we also will share the press release for this, so you can wait for it. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for coming to our webinar. So see you on the next webinar. The next webinar, it will be for the industry. We will launch the title later, but it's around mid of the April. So it will be on the early Ramadan time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rajiv. It's very great insight, Rajiv. It's very happy to do the webinar again with you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. And I'm really happy that we could stick to the time, Fika, this time. The next webinar that Fika was talking about is going to be very interesting. It's going to be about telephonic surveys. Do we really think telephonic surveys will be dead or they're dying? Whether platforms like Service Center or any other survey platform, whether those platforms will take over telephonic service in the future is a topic that we will cover. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Bye.